Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Brad.
And Les.
So today is a story time, a very serious story time video that we've avoided for a lot of reasons. I think it's kind of controversial, it's kind of violent, it's kind of scary, and it's all true.
It's a true story time.
It was very, very scary, and I'm sure you've noticed we haven't been making videos these past couple weeks. This is why.
I met a man at Chuck E. Cheese one day. Well, I took Bradley there to a birthday party, and he asked me for my number, and he seemed like a nice guy. He had a kid there as well. Wasn't with our party, but he was there, and he had his son about the same age as Bradley. So I thought,
this is like 5 years ago when we were living in Florida.
About 5 years ago, yeah, when we were living in Florida. And I'm not going to say any true names or anything like that, just because it's just not.
We'll call him Daniel.
Right thing to do. So I'm gonna call him Benny, because that's the name that's coming to my head right now. Is that okay with you?
No.
And if you are the person that recognizes this story, that actually is involved in this story, I don't want to hear from you, and just hit off right now. Now, let's get back to it. So I gave this man, Benny, my phone number. He obviously calls me. I go out with him. We meet at Starbucks, and we start seeing each other. Bradley likes him and likes his son. His son is really cute and nice, but so is a single dad. So I thought, he has a kid, he's a single dad, he's a good guy, I'm sure he is. So then some strange things start happening. We went to, the first thing, my family, we went to Orlando on just like a weekend vacation. Me, Bradley, my mom, my dad. So we were in Orlando having fun, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden there was a text on my phone and stating that it was from Benny's mother telling me that he had a terrible accident. He had fallen off a roof. This was near the end of the year when there was Christmas and Halloween and all that stuff was around the corner, and says he fell off the roof and he has a broken neck. This is in the text, and he's in critical care, not sure that he's going to make it. So come to find out, we did some research, and Bradley and my mom and dad kept saying, I bet that's not even true. And because I hadn't been with him that long, and I'm like, what do you mean that's not true? I was upset, I was in tears. And so my mom says, let's check it out. We call fire department, we call, in his little area where he lived, in police department, see if there was any kind of calls about this happening, or and come to find out that there was nothing, no reports. We couldn't find anything out about it. Okay, come to find out, it never happened. He was fine. We actually got a hold of his dad or one of his family members in another state. And he said, no, nothing's wrong with him. I actually just hung up the phone with him. He's fine. So, thought that was really strange. I don't know what that was anyway. Ooh, spooky. So, found out that he had just hung up the phone with him. He was fine. Nothing ever happened. Okay, so we get back. I talked to him. I don't really say anything because about the family member that I talked to. But I said, so you were in the hospital? He's like, oh no, my mom thought it happened, and so she sent you that message, but it was all a misunderstanding. I was like, oh, okay. So very strange, okay? Not normal.
Well, first of all, after that, when we got home from Orlando, from having our wonderful time in the place where dreams come true, we started getting like strange phone calls. Like we had a home phone. Yeah, it was like 20 years ago. We actually had home phones. We had a home phone, and we were getting calls on it, and it's just like picking up and just like breathing on the other side of the line. And we'd be like, okay, who is this? What are you doing? No one was ever there. So they always hung up basically right after I answered, or she answered. And we just never really knew who it was, never figured out who it was.
Started getting nervous too, even in our own home, because these strange things were happening. Didn't know anything related to Benny or anything about the calls.
Benny happened to be very like childish, like much more childish than a child.
Yeah.
And that's why, we were getting strange phone calls. Like after all these years, we can put that together, that it was him, because that's what was going on during that time. So
the other thing though is during getting to know him a little bit, I just want to mention this, and we're not going to make it too long. He was telling me how he had friends that worked for an aviation place, and how they flew helicopters, and I wasn't listening that well, but I knew that he had some friends that flew helicopters. And this was another night, after that, and I was in my bedroom, and all of a sudden I had a skylight up in my bedroom on the ceiling, and laying in my bed, it was probably after midnight, all of a sudden I hear a chopper. You can hear it when it's late at night. I heard it, and all of a sudden I see a beam of light beaming down into my room on my bed through my skylight. Happened to be the light from the chopper. Okay, so I was like, this can't be happening. And this thing went around in a circle and it beamed in that skylight only directly in for at least 5 minutes. And I heard it for about 5 minutes and then it disappears. I'm thinking, okay, no, this couldn't be the person he was talking about with the helicopters. No way. It can't be. We're just freaking out.
Yeah, so that was really strange. And then
Very strange.
after that, my aunt and my aunt, her sister, and my cousin, her nephew, moved here for like a couple years. And they always were like kind of begging us to move, and I had just finished 8th grade, so we thought it was like, you know, a perfect time to move and start a new school, a high school. So we moved, and this is where we are. We're in Jersey. But when we moved here, I'd say we've been living here for 2 years. When we moved here, like a year after we moved, and you know, got settled in and everything, someone rang. We have this like intercom doorbell thing where it rings throughout the house and you can talk to people on a video camera. And there's 3 stories. So we're on the 3rd floor sleeping, and at, I'd say 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, doorbell rings, which scared the crap out of me because, like, I'm not into anything like that. I hate when things out of the ordinary happen. And it did, and we answered it. And
dogs went crazy.
And it was just a guy in a black hoodie, just, like, standing there. You couldn't make out his face. It was just a black hoodie. We just said, hello, who is this? And then he just said, like, sorry, wrong house. This happened 3 times during the course of 1 year. 3 times. Same black hoodie, same voice, and he said the same exact thing every single time.
Never to even think this was related to this situation even, because we're in another state now.
That made us nervous. It made me really nervous.
Yeah, Bradley was freaking out, and so was I. More than scary.
This is the main thing, okay. Now you can like start what we were doing. We were at a movie, I think.
Went to a movie, and
this is the worst part of the story.
Had a good night, dinner, movie. We come home, you know. I think it was a scary movie we saw to start with. And we come home, you know, it's normal and it's dark in here.
And we let the dogs out because we have 3 stories, and we just let them out. Because they're on the first floor.
I forgot to leave the lights on too. It was kind of dark, so
it was dark.
We took the dogs out, and that's on the, like you said, first story. So we didn't even go up to the kitchen, living area yet. Took them out, little walk, came back, walked up the steps to the first living area, kitchen.
It was pitch black, like dark. You could not see anything.
Right. And normally I would leave lights on, but we didn't expect to be gone this long and go to a movie. So come in, flick on the lights, and who's sitting at our kitchen table?
Benny.
In
Jersey, he's sitting at our kitchen table. We lock the door every time we leave, so that wasn't a question. The door was locked. There's no question about that. He's sitting at our table.
Keep in mind, I had already blocked my phone number. You know, I ended everything.
And at this point, like, we've come to the realization that he's dangerous. Like, he's a psychopath. He's a sociopath. He's a pathological liar. And
we knew this already, obviously.
We knew there was definitely something wrong with him. We didn't want to be anywhere near him.
We thought we were safe.
We come home, he's sitting at our kitchen table, and he said, "It was hard finding you guys."
And he looked at you when he said that.
I about lost it. So we both just like turned around and ran full speed up the steps and into her room, locked the door, put a dresser in front of it. This is only, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, almost 2 weeks.
That's why we haven't been making videos.
The dog started barking.
Traumatized. We're upstairs. We put the dresser in front of the door. In front of the door. The dogs are up there with us.
Yeah, we both pushed this heavy dresser in front of the door. This is how
and he's coming up the steps. Like, we hear footsteps coming up the steps. We're yelling like, "No! Like, leave, Benny!
Get the hell out
of our house!" So we're on the phone with 911. Oh, we're telling the story. We have a stalker. This person's here. Same story we're telling you. And the police came, and they came in the house, thank God, because he was like banging on the door, and I was about to lose it.
Yeah, he said, "I'm not leaving. I came a long way to find you guys." That's all we kept hearing him say.
He broke into our house. Yeah. Our door was locked.
So
I don't even know how he got in.
We still don't. Not sure. We changed locks.
No, but the bottom of our door is all like messed up.
Yeah, it looks like there was like somebody like trying
Kicking.
to... Yeah, it's true that.
So the police came, and in the end, they came up and they arrested him.
Yeah, he didn't like run or anything. I'm sure he heard us talking to the police and calling the police, but yeah, they came up and put him in cuffs and, what are you doing, buddy? And he just turned around and he said, I was just looking for my girlfriend and came to visit.
He was just like deranged, completely deranged.
Looked right in his eyes and said, I was just coming to visit my girlfriend.
Like,
and her and
American Psycho deranged. It was insane.
They took him. They took him, obviously.
I thought I was gonna die. Like, I thought he was gonna, like, break in and be like one of those freaking horror movies where you take, like, he's taking a knife and he, like, breaks in.
Or was gonna shoot us.
Or, like, shoot us through the door.
Because he was supposedly, like, a sniper in the Army years prior. He told me his long story, and that's how I knew people that worked at this aviation place flying helicopters. So I was scared, because snipers, you don't mess with snipers, and they're trained to kill.
Even though everything he said was bull.
That was probably also another lie, but who knows. So we thought probably he had a gun. I mean, we were scared to death. I thought we were done.
I thought we were done too. I'm like, okay, we need to say goodbye to our YouTube channel.
Ugh.
That was my main thought. Like, our audience, all of our 53 subscribers, they're gonna miss us.
I didn't think about YouTube, I hate to say, but I was thinking about our lives gone, and oh my God, it was just, I saw my our whole life right before my eyes, and like it was just gone, done. So it was the worst feeling, and
it was
Bradley
so recent.
Flipping out, we're in shock.
I lost it. Like, it was one of the scariest days of my life.
We haven't been the same.
I think the scariest day of my life. That's why we haven't been making videos these past couple weeks, which we're sorry about. We're moving back to Florida. This sparked a move. Lots of boxes back here. We're moving back. I don't know.
We're facing our fears at this point. We're going back to Florida.
Alright guys, well, if you enjoyed this story time, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. This may seem like, you know, we're exaggerating or lying.
I'm like shaking just after talking about it.
Whatever, but we're not. This is a true story. This really happened, and I'm not over it. Like, it's hard to get over something like that. It's traumatizing.
If you have any questions about anything or comments, like he said, put them below.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and do all that fun stuff.
And we're going to say goodnight.
And we're going to be back probably next Thursday. I don't know if it's going to be next Thursday because we're moving, but as soon as we can. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Florida.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.